My homie being sus, breaked up. Does he know I noticed? Does he want some? Call my homie being sus, don't get caught. Tell his girl we're just chilling while I taste him. Call my homie.
Wow. Hello, besties. What's
good?
up?
How you doing, you dazzling dazzlers?
Welcome to So Rude.
We're here with season 4 with Sebb Argo.
Season 4 with DionYorkie. And we're back in our regular schedule.
It feels right
now.
It feels correct.
It does feel correct.
We tried keeping up with all the honeymoon shenanigans.
Well, because in Thailand, it was easier to keep up with the podcast.
Yes.
Because once we hit Europe, it was more like every 3 days we were like in a new location.
Right.
So doing the podcast while being packing and unpacking while everything was kind of hectic.
Yeah, like everything worked perfect. I loved how, I was thinking about it the other day, how I released the album June 14th. Because all of May, we had like a lot of like relaxation time in Thailand where I really got to like focus on what I wanted the album to be as far as like visually goes. So to do that with you, but also like still have so much time. Like time felt like it went slower in Thailand.
Right? Yeah, because like May felt like it was like so
touring,
long.
whatever we wanted to do. Yeah.
And then June, it was like so fast paced because we did so many things in June that we were like, it was so fun.
Because our last stop in Thailand, we were probably there for like almost a week.
Yeah.
So we just stayed put, which is what we needed. Bitch, the second we hit the ground running in Athens, I like had a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, bitch. Like, I'm so exhausted.
Well,
and
I
we still have a
had
month of this traveling thing.
Like, we hit the ground in Athens, and I was like, oh my God, I think I'm going to love Greece. And I did, honey.
Yeah.
Because there was this coffee shop in the airport, and I was starving, and I got a spinach pie and a coffee, and I was like,
Take me back
like
to those
home.
pies.
I know. I could eat spinach pies like 24/7.
I think it was
for a while.
Was it Athens where we got the spinach pie with the table on the nice hill?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
So
Athens had like the best food, y'all.
we didn't know that Greek portions were as big as they were. We're in this restaurant and we're like,
Yeah.
let's order a meal each. And it was like enough to feed 5 people.
Because we ordered a salad each, a meal each, and then a spinach pie. And the guy's like, okay, coming right up.
I think
And
we
it
have to
did
go back
come
soon.
right up.
It did. I mean, you know what? We did end up investing in a lot of wet wipes by the end of the Euro leg.
Yeah, that's a life hack. A travel hack is if y'all are going to be traveling all around, bring wet wipes. Because some places have like toilet paper that's like sandpaper. And you don't want to get paper cuts on your booty, so just bring wet wipes. Honestly, get the flushable ones.
you gotta get the ones that don't leave you feeling crispy.
Yeah, or if it's not the flushable ones, you just like do it, then wrap it in a new one, then put it in the trash.
Word of warning though, there's no going back. Like, I do not ever like using normal toilet paper now.
No, it's like you're using rocks.
Sandpaper, seriously.
Yeah, it's like, why would I use rocks when I can use this soft tissue?
Supple. You can get nice soft ones on the deal at any local Costco.
But yeah, Athens was gorgeous.
Right, before we get into it, sorry, what are you drinking today? How rude of us. A new season and we didn't start with our tradition.
I'm drinking a latte, kind of. It's like, caramel espresso latte.
Ooh, and a homemade caramel espresso. I'm impressed.
Because I'm done with Canadians trying to scam me. I'll get more into that later in
You
the
feel
podcast.
it. Like the second I'm back here, even the way I hear people talk business at the gym, I'm like, everyone's just trying to out scam each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like very Canadian culture. Like
passive aggressive too.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it,
girl. The emotional intelligence in this country is lacking. But I'm drinking a little Cove, and I have to get into this with Sebb.
Is it Cove or Covey?
We'll say Cove.
I think it's Cove.
Because we're from
Cove.
Paris. To me, I taste orange, but it's orange, and you said you taste grapefruit.
Yeah, I tasted grapefruit.
I don't understand.
We got this. I was like, "Oh, orange soda. That sounds good."
But that is not orange. Like, I mean, that is not grapefruit.
No, but it's not orange either.
Well, it's healthy, so maybe, you
Cal
never know.
Loves orange soda.
Is that Keenan and Cal?
Yeah.
It took us.
I thought you weren't gonna get it.
Right, bitch? It took us how many years?
Yo, comment down below if you watch Kanan and Cal, because I had so many references for Kenan and Kel.
It's-
Dion never saw Kenan and Kel.
You know what? I think I have to.
Yeah,
Maybe we should watch it with Mel.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, yes. Mel loves Kenan and Kel.
Mel so loves Kenan and Kel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Mel. It's like our little beach banter, which we'll get into our beach.
Oh my
day.
god, I forgot about the beach day. We'll have to get into that.
Seb and I.
Anyways.
First of all, we've been coming up with so many camp movie ideas.
Yeah.
On our honeymoon.
Oh my
so
god, yeah, we have a lot.
we definitely will have the pilot going soon.
So Greece.
Greece.
We did Athens, Naxos, Santorini, and Mykonos.
But we did Athens, Santorini, Naxos, then Mykonos.
Yeah, Athens was gorgeous. What was your like? Because I don't want to like. We could take an hour in each place,
But we don't have
but
to.
we'll do like
I think,
bullet points.
moderately throughout the next 3 episodes of the pod, things will come up.
Yeah.
Because it was 2 months of our life.
yeah,
And I think we're just kind of digesting.
yeah.
Like, I have flashbacks every day, and I'm like, I think I'm still in Italy.
I have dreams where we're like packing to go on like the last 3 nights. My dreams have been like we're packing up to go to an airplane, and I'm like arriving late. I'm like, oh my god, my flight,
And we're
then
like,
we get there.
Manifesting no one sits beside us on the plane.
Yeah, like I think it traumatized me going on so many planes.
Well, the fraction's there. 60 days divided by 13. So roughly, 20% of the time we were flying.
Yeah.
Okay, 10%, but still. Anyway.
But Athens, my
Athens-
favorite thing was food
Okay.
and all the Greek mythology shenanigans. The
Yes.
what's it called? Archaeological sites. I loved.
Jalem.
And then the people were really nice, I feel.
Yeah, I really expected people to be colder towards us for being gay. Like, I thought there'd be more rudeness of that in Italy
Yeah.
too, but I didn't really get the vibe. Like, I felt like most people were really nice.
Yeah, because I guess you never know. Because like I saw this gay TikTok couple, and they posted like places that we felt safe, and they were rating each place. So I guess everyone has a different experience too.
True, and it depends on how much you're passing into those things all come.
Yeah, because I feel like the whole time we were looking like very masked because we were only wearing
Travel gear.
travel gear. We were only wearing like the same old tank tops and shorts.
Yeah, this is my new tank top cut. I was over the crew. Is this crew neck? Because
No,
we would do
that's
the
a
big
tank
cut
top.
ones. But then I found these in Uniqlo on our travels, and I might have bought 8 of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm obsessed, and a little bit of the travel lifestyle as far as wearing clothes go has come back with me.
I know, me too.
I don't feel the urge to put on jeans in the day. Like, if I'm going out at night, yes, but
Yeah.
I'm still in that mentality. I'm like, okay,
So
shorts in the day,
European.
yes. There was actually days where I would wear the shorts I wore they're basically boxer briefs. Or boxer
Yeah,
shorts
which you
in
read
the
me.
"Don't Feel Sorry for Yourself"
'Cause
music video. I wore those everywhere.
I packed those, and then I was going to wear them to dinner the first day, and he was like, "You're gonna wear those out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they look like shorts." He's like,
Where in
"But
Thailand?
it's underwear," and I'm like, "Yeah, Dion, but that's the point."
Well, see, here's the thing. I wore them in what countries? Out. Italy, right?
I don't know.
I remember we were in Italy, I think, and we were like, okay, this is the vibe of those shorts. It's very European. But I even did notice some people be like, what? Is he in his underwear? And I just feel like in Thailand, going out to a dinner place like that, people would definitely be like, the fuck?
But it's like they look just like shorts.
But it's fine for walking around a boiling hot Santorini beach vibe.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So I called you out in Thailand when we're going to a bougie restaurant.
It wasn't a bougie. It was the hotel.
The hotel
restaurant.
buffet.
Anyways, no, but yeah, I feel like we did have a easier time than other queer couples this time because we were presenting very conservative masculine, which is something that's so toxic about society.
It is really
it's
bad.
if I was wearing a little crop top and skirt, I doubt we would have gotten the same acceptance that we got.
And even in the queer community, the LGBTQ plus community, it's you hear it in conversations. If somebody is less on the binary kind of ideals with how they present, people even in our community are I don't know,
So toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always oh no, but he's too femme. Or, oh, I really want a straight boy. It's what are you saying when you say you really want a straight boy? It's so toxic.
And we're spent our whole life or a good portion of our lives breaking out of the gender norms of society because it's so toxic to our experience and how we've been treated as LGBT people. So it's why would you then recreate the same rules, the same toxic
and
kind of
apply them
behavior.
to your
Just
community.
yeah, it's like
Break
a really bad pattern.
the binary, y'all.
Break the pattern.
So, I love Greece.
Je l'aime. What was your favorite thing about Greece then? Because I could easily go into the fucking food.
I think my favorite
I would eat Greek food every day for the rest of my life.
Yavis? Okay.
I was waiting for it. I didn't know.
No, the food and
the giant man. The giant man who helped us with our luggage and was so very kind.
Because we were stranded. So we got from Athens to Santorini.
And Athens is like city vibes, so it's very like, we've been there, done that. Santorini was not.
Yeah, so we get picked up from the airport and the Uber driver goes like, oh, did you message your hotel? I'm like, no. And he's like,
usually we call it.
Oh, maybe call them because
walk.
Call them because I can only drop you off in this place and then you have to walk from there.
And we're those bitches. Like, we'll do it. We went to... we got off the station in France or Italy, and we walked all the way to the hotel.
Yeah.
So, like we do that.
We'll work.
We're those girls.
And I'm like, sure, Uber driver, I'm sure we can find our own hotel. He's like, because you're not going to be able to find it, so maybe contact... I'm like, yeah.
Oh, sure, Jan.
I'm like, I'm sure I'll be able to find a hotel. And then we get dropped off. It was so like movie vibes.
Literally, I hate when people say that because everyone says it all the time now, but it's true. And we literally like a traffic jam, but of humans.
Yeah, and then like the donkeys passing by too.
Okay, like mule after mule after mule. We're walking up this hill with our fucking giant ass luggage. We're dragging it through tiny alleyways, going the wrong way, ending up in fucking hotel
and like the
lobby bars
that
are not ours.
The alleys are like thin, like so thin that it's like just like two people can go like opposite ways,
and they're packed, so no one's moving. Like if one person doesn't move, no one is moving for all these tiny streets.
And I'm like, how do we find the hotel?
And it is in the blazing sun too.
And I'm like, Dion's asking people. Dion's like, what's the name of the resort? I'm like, it's not a resort.
And I'm over here like, Oasis or whatever it was called. I was like, I need Nevada. And everyone's like, what? This lady goes, I'm sitting in the shade with my suitcase for like 3 seconds. And she goes, oh, excuse me or something. And I think she's like gesturing to help me. I don't know what I thought. But she was trying to move me out the way to set up her shop. And I'm like, oh. And I look at her and I go, Nevada. And she's like, no, never heard of it. Like, you can see, we never said it to each other, but you could tell we were both thinking, we definitely got scammed.
Yeah, I was like, I think this hotel doesn't exist. Because I messaged them on the little app too, and it wasn't loading. And I was like, because that's the only bad thing about Greece is the service and the Wi-Fi. Like, phone service and Wi-Fi, so bad.
Yeah, they actually need to form a union because I think it's like some big problem there.
We don't know.
Fix
allegedly.
it. But it's real allegedly, but it's really like fix your fucking Wi-Fi, bitch.
But then we find this kind Greek lady and this kind Greek man, and they're like, oh yeah, where are you trying to go? I'm like, here. So the lady like calls on the phone, and then she's like, okay, he's coming to get you. And we're like,
but
okay.
How did she, when we had a number that they weren't picking up, how did she contact?
Because there was a different number on Google. Like, I was calling the number that they gave me on the reservation thing, but nobody was picking up.
Bring that this way. Yeah, and honestly, like, sorry, y'all, we're moving a laptop and falling off the couch.
He called, like, they called, and we're waiting for, like, 20 more minutes in the sun. And then this little, like, skinny guy comes up.
Basically giving a twink and a redhead, you know?
Yeah, a twink and a redhead, but just a twink comes up. And he's like, oh, hi, I'm taking you to the hotel. And we're like, oh, thank you. So then he picks up my suitcase, which is like probably weighs more than him.
Okay, easily like 30 kilos.
And then he picks up Dion's at the same time and puts both of them on his bag. And with one arm, he's like, it's this way. And he starts walking. I'm like...
And he's shorter than me, maybe a bit taller than Sebb.
I'm like, do you need help? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like,
no, he was like your height.
Oh.
Wild.
Oh. And then there's like a bunch of steps and everything. So then like...
Wait, so you thought that was hot, the tiny guy doing it?
Well, like, it's hot, anyone doing it. Like... carrying those bags, I'd be like, oh shit, bitch.
Right, I see that. But the other man was much hotter.
Yeah, because then when we get to our hotel, which is like, because every hotel in Santorini is just like, there's no names or anything, so it's just like houses. And then he drops us off, and then he's like, oh yeah, the owner is coming. And he came.
He was like, do you guys need help with anything else?
Like a giant.
And we're just like...
We just hear a thick voice.
We'll let you know.
Thick low voice. He's like, hello. And we're like,
And think of like, we're out there sweating, needing help, assistance.
And he assisted.
Oh my God.
He's like, he can't even fit in the door because he's so tall.
He shows us like back alleyways and passageways I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Of Santorini.
And he's like, oh yeah, what's your plans while you're here? And we're like, oh, we have a boat, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, I'll contact them to see what time. I'm like,
oh. Let us know via WhatsApp or Instagram.
WhatsApp.
Grindr.
But then we had a great time.
We did, and he opened the door to our little villa, and it was like the cutest little thing I've ever seen. And I was like sitting on the couch waiting for him to stop talking to you because he kind of talked for too long. And I was like, maybe he's gonna sit beside us,
but he didn't.
But I thought he would, for a moment.
Sit beside you?
Yeah, like, you know.
Oh, sick.
A duplex moment on top.
Oh, maybe we're gonna watch it grow. I wonder how much we could watch it grow.
I wonder. And then we could have done a little, if we were living like our get wasted era, we probably would have gone somewhere, had a couple of shots, and then we would have seen that he worked at that bar because we walked past. We would have gone to the bar and we would have sat at the bar and got shots and tried to flirt.
Oh, yeah, we're like, oh, you look familiar or something.
Yeah, because he also worked at the bar, or at least I thought he was just hanging out at the bar, and Seb was like, I think he's working there.
Maybe that was my fantasy. But everything in Santorini was fucking expensive. I almost got a second mortgage just to eat pasta.
And we also almost got murdered on a boat because what?
We did?
Yeah, with the crazy boat where they were screaming at us.
Oh. Yeah, then from Santorini we took a boat to go to Naxos.
It was wild.
It was like as if, like, I feel like that's what the Titanic sounded like.
And no, yeah, honestly though.
Like, no disrespect, but they were screaming a lot in this boat.
It was,
we're like
okay, boarding time 3. Suddenly at 3:05, they start screaming at about 800 people or more, probably thousands.
Yeah,
thousands of people to get on a boat in like 5 minutes.
So
they did not want everyone to walk on this boat. They wanted you to fucking run.
Yeah, they're like, everyone's in line running with their backs into the boat, and everyone, like, there's 1,000 people running into this boat, and there's people screaming, go, 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 hurry up, put your bags here, and we're like, ah!
Seb's literally like, you're like, run, Phil.
They're sending us like to one side of the boat, and they're like, no, to the other side, and everyone's like, ah!
And like, out of everything I vlogged, I forgot to vlog most of that. I think I got like 3 seconds of it.
I took a little video of it. I posted it on Patreon.
But the worst part, I didn't vlog, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, because a lot of times
first got on,
it was wild. Like the first time we weren't filming because we were just in shock. I was like, who is dying? Because it sounded like somebody was dying. They're like, go, whoa! And it's like, because it's so extra, because they, like, people could still like do it. They could just close the doors and still do it.
Yeah. And it was the way that they were like, put your bags here, and then, wait, where are you going? No, move your bags.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's such a good experience.
But yeah, that ferry was amazing.
Like, yeah, because we go from like that, which literally you think, oh my god, I'm scared to sit down on this boat, and then you get upstairs and it's like better than
quiet.
any plane.
Yeah, it's like a what's it called, cruise.
It was bliss.
They had a little coffee shop and everything.
The seats were like, oh wow, and they had like a whole area where it was like a show. I'll put it on Patreon.
Which I have this thing. Every time I'm in a plane or a boat or anything, and there's like a snack shop,
you have to.
I have to get something. I don't know why. I'm always like, okay, we're checked in. I'm gonna go check out the snacks.
Glad we're both that girl, because Seb's always looking at me like, so do I go get us things? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, a sandwich.
So I guess I have to go get the sandwich, right?
Yeah. Like, imagine traveling with someone who never like
eat.
Yeah.
Oh, I could know.
We eat a
lot.
I would feel like they're judging me.
Because we're always eating like at least like every 2 hours. We're like, okay, it's still time to eat again.
Yeah.
Which is why our budget was hit hard.
Yeah, but we also, to be fair, like, beyond being extremely physically active and like everything, we did so much every day. We also worked out every day.
True.
Like, bitch, that was pretty sick.
Except for the places that didn't have gyms.
Yeah, well, we still tried to run or something. Yeah. But like,
we worked out at
Mykonos. If we travel for over a month before, we always fuck up our schedule with working out.
Yeah, I feel like when I were better at that, because even like when we would go to Mexico, it would be like, not days. But we worked out at Mykonos, and if y'all ever want to like,
ooh.
What? if y'all ever want to like feel ugly, go to a gym in Mykonos because everyone
honestly,
was like
beautiful.
Ozempic sized. What's it called? Botox sized. Like I feel like there was like it was like.
I'm like, is that what the blue zone is doing for you?
Yeah, no. I think that was just like Barbie and Ken. Like a lot of people that use a lot of Botox and other things that are not natural.
Yeah. Okay. I was
giving-
getting that too. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it was smelling like plastic. I was like, I don't think everyone is this beautiful here.
And then this one man was like, I don't know. Let's just say he had some of. Who's that girl who went to jail and came out and was famous on his
Gypsy Rose.
He had some of
Miss Gypsy Rose
medicine because he was wired out and being very rude.
And he was staring at this.
Yeah, like crazy. And he would look at me and then smash his fucking weight thing into me and then act like it was my fault, even though this gym was tiny. And then he afterwards would like just stare into my soul, and I was like, I feel very attacked.
Yeah, I feel like it's very. A lot of people do cocaine or something there.
Yeah, like he was doing something.
But Mykonos was very cute. Like the whole Greece, I loved because it was so Mamma Mia vibes.
My top
it lived
tip,
up to the hype.
And my top tip is skip Santorini and do all the other ones. Naxos, find the other cute little islands there.
Yeah,
Mykonos beyond, like, yeah, there's the party villas, but like we didn't see none of that, and what we saw is super cute.
Yeah, Mykonos is very cute. Yeah, I feel like if you're not in the party vibes, just go to the other islands like Naxos, all of those.
Yeah. If you want to party, obviously.
But if you want to party, I would say Mykonos instead of Santorini because Santorini feels very just like for the photo because everyone was lining up to get this photo with a blue dome.
Jesus.
But there was just one, like there was plenty of blue domes, but everyone was getting a photo with one singular blue dome.
And not only one photo, but from one spot.
Yeah. So
we found many spots.
We found like 3 blue domes, 3 different spots. I was like, why is everyone lining up there?
And like people would wait hours. People would get up at like 7 a.m. for this.
Yeah, I was like, do they know that there's another blue dome over there?
I'm like, have you guys never heard of the path less travel? Okay, girl.
But then, do you have any more stories from Greece?
I think that Greece has my heart besides the Wi-Fi. I would live there in a second. Like,
I love Greece.
Out of everywhere we went, my heart was the happiest in Greece.
Yeah, right. Like, it's just like the vibrations and the cats. There's cats everywhere.
Oh my fucking God. And we probably would have taken a cat home because I did try.
Yeah, Dion tried.
Yeah.
But yeah, the food, the people, the weather, I loved.
And
then they kept saying like, yeah, it just gets very windy here. It just gets very windy. And we're like, okay.
We didn't get it in Santorini, that's why.
Yeah, we're like, okay, it gets windy. Wow, so bad. And then was it Mykonos?
Mm-hmm.
We're in Mykonos.
Holy shit, that video is insane.
And then we're like, oh, let's go see the windmills. We're by the windmills and we're like, we're like, oh, let's get windy.
And these are like old ass windmills, so they don't even move in the wind.
My wig was about to fly off. It was so windy. I was like, okay, now I get why they say, like, I don't want to see a windy era.
Imagine being drunk on the beach in Mykonos and like, that shit goes down. Like every day you're there, you're like, what the fuck? That's wild. Why Lindsay had to close the show.
I know.
Oh my God. And okay, so we have to fast forward now a little bit to Italy. What's next?
Fast forward to Italy.
Italy, bitch.
We went to Pompeii. The first day we're there, I was like, this was on my top to-do list.
Which I'm glad because you were very pleasantly surprised.
I was, because I was like very excited to see Pompeii. But I didn't know what I was going to see. And we show up and like Pompeii was a whole ass city. Like they had like the only thing that was missing was ATMs. Probably like
like I knew it was a whole city, but I didn't know that so much of it was preserved. I thought it was literally just statues of dead people.
But did you know that it was like that they had like stores and things like that?
Yeah, I mean I assumed because it was a village of people living there.
Because like I always thought it was a village, but like kind of like like a village, and there's like I didn't think capitalism was a thing back then.
Yeah, like I didn't think it was that.
Like I didn't think it was that civilized. No. But like I guess because in my mind I don't know about
the periods.
Like I have to get more into like the periods of like.
Ugh, I know. I have to study for a test that involves history, and I'm like, ugh.
But I don't think they'll ask you about Pompeii. But if they did, we would know a lot.
Yeah,
They
but
had,
dates, like I don't do dates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now,
Well,
now I know
dates
that
on,
era
like,
exists, and I would
smoothies.
study about that era, but I don't care that it was like this number.
I like dates on smoothies, but like not that many. No, but they had
I'll take no dates in my
prostitutes.
Joe smoothie, thank you.
They had prostitutes in Pompeii. They had like sex workers.
And a menu
Yeah.
like Taco Bell.
The tour guide is like, so here you can see like the menu that they would use for like positions probably. And I'm like,
And
they had,
then
like,
they spilled that they were like, oh, so there's female prostitutes, but there's also male prostitutes.
yeah.
And we're like spilled gays.
So they've been
because they said
sus.
that the like head of whatever household bullshit had going on, like the guys would be able to go to the brothels, but the girls wouldn't. So that means it was guy on guy
Yeah.
for pay.
I saw it coming. And then they
And
had
that's on
like
what?
they had
Freedom.
little stone dicks on like the streets, like pointing where the brothels were gonna go be. Remember that? That's so funny. The Pompeians had such a good sense of humor.
But that one was also quirky. It was like a little graffiti moment because they would do the thing on like every street. So at some point I'd just be like, where is this telling me to go?
I know, right? It's like north, east, west, south. But yeah, I was very shook with Pompeii. I was like, wow.
I think it would have been quite a time.
I know.
Like when you walk through there, you actually feel like
You got a blast from
I'm
the
here.
past.
like I'm there, bitch.
But then you were having like foot pain or something. Oh, Dion thought he was having a clogged artery
Was that
on
then?
his leg.
Oh my god.
He thought he was gonna die.
No. I knew the rationale in me had already figured out what it was.
Move a little bit this way.
The rationale in me had already figured out what it was. But then the panic set in.
Yeah.
Because the pain was like not going away and I was stretching. But then I figured out online when it's that kind of tear, you're not supposed to stretch right away. So I made the pain worse. But yeah, so essentially I was running because I thought I lost my phone in Mykonos and I run out of this fucking bar. But like when I see the little paved path, I'm now like at the point where I'm like, that's a road, always a road. But because I'm not used to it, I just thought a little sidewalk. Like I don't even think there'll be cars.
Yeah, well, because we did come from places where there was no cars.
Yeah, we just came from Thailand. It was a mindfuck. And then...
And, like, because Santorini didn't have cars, like, in that area.
Right. So I ran out thinking there'd be no cars. And this thing flew down the street at me, stopped so fast, I almost died. Thank God they stopped. And I had to stop. And because that, I, like, tore something. And then the next day I was like...
And then Dan comes back and he's like, I almost just died. I almost got hit by a car. I'm like, oh, really? And he's like, wow. Wow.
Okay, well, I was
You're
actually...
not worried? I'm like, well,
I was
you
in
clearly
shock.
didn't get hit by a car, so...
It was so emotional for me. I thought, oh my God, my phone's lost. We're away. Fuck. Run to the other restaurant. On the way to run to the restaurant, I like literally think I'm going to die. Like I thought the car was going to kill me. So when I come back in, I think I was in shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day, he's like, oh, my leg. I'm like, I think it's just that you stretched it wrong. He's like, no, I think it's a clogged artery. I'm like,
Okay, so
I don't think so.
after trying to stretch it out at the gym, and it's still hurting a lot. And we were walking around Pompeii forever. So I was like, after a while, I was like, I know they say if a leg pain is persistent, like go get it checked for clotting. Happy I'll be safe.
But yeah, so like I feel like we're a good duo because it's like
You balance me out.
worry a lot.
You were like, why don't we get a spaghetti and shut up?
Yeah, you worry a lot. I like ground us a lot. So it's like kind of like a good balance because when we have to worry, like with the bug spray, like we worried.
Yeah, but it's so true, like that. I feel like I did a better job at not worrying as much.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's what you say, like, 95% of worries.
The things you worry about aren't going to
just-
happen.
And you just use a bit of logic. Like, and something I read in a book was really cool. Emotions hurry, wisdom waits.
Wow.
So like the feelings you be reacting with right away and the actions you do, that's like very like impulse, like in your soul, it's ingrained into you. It's like protection, like from fear or whatever. But then if you wait a little and just breathe, you might have the same like action, but it might change a little.
That's so true. Yeah, because every time something happens, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to give it a second.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when I get a text or something, I'm like, And then I text.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited.
Let's talk about our first TV interview.
That's my other note. Okay, so truly TV
we
interviews
have a horror
are...
story.
No, we don't.
It was a horror story with a happy ending, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm going to lead into this one, if that's all right.
Okay,
Yeah.
lead.
I'm going to lean into this one. Because I leaned into it. Or maybe...
Let me shoot out some things.
We got to spit out a thing or two here. Basically, we're going to put the dots together with... Seb and I had, like, amazing time in Italy.
Yeah.
And then shortly following that amazing time, I had pink eye. Immediately after. So, you know, it's never good to get pink eye before you go on live TV.
No. So what happened was we had an interview.
Yeah.
We had an interview scheduled for one day, and we were like, okay, so the interview is at like 3 p.m. and it's our first live TV interview, and we're like, oh my god, so exciting, yes, woo! And then
As
it's
one
like,
does,
it's
you
1
know.
p.m. We're in the room ready because we're so excited. We're like, well, we have 2 hours to kill. Like, what do we do? So like, what do couples do in honeymoons? You know, like
We had a good time.
a little bit of this, a little bit of that while we're waiting for the call. And then in the midst of the mess of it all,
Okay, we have the storyline here.
we got out of the comfort zone. And then there was
something definitely watched it grow.
like something splattered into Dion's eye.
Fluttered.
A bodily fluid went into Dion's eye.
Stream fluid. OG.
Oh, then like this was like 20 minutes before the interview. And he's like, oh no. I'm like, oh, you probably want to go wash that off. So we're like, done. I'm cleaning up myself.
I was very confident, you know?
Yeah.
Like I felt, my eye looks fine.
You were like, oh yeah, I'm just going to wash it off.
I rinsed it off. I looked in the mirror and I was like, yes, this is a good eye. I'm fine.
And then I'm setting up the computer. I'm like ready to do the interview.
I shower, I get out, and then all of a sudden, like, the eye's not fine.
And then Dion's like, okay, how do I look at her? I don't know. He's like, how do I look? I'm like, Quasimodo, what are you doing here? Get back in there. Your eye was like
swollen.
Because it was swollen.
Red.
And like, it made this eye look so much bigger.
It really did.
I was like, it's not that bad.
No, it was bad. And I'm like a makeup artist. Like, I can really do like, you know, like no makeup vibes and fix a look. I can fix anything that's going on. Like, I could do celebrity makeup artistry of it all. But in this case, when it's a red eye, we didn't have any red
Yeah,
red
we didn't
eye
have
drops.
anything.
I'm screwed.
And then I'm like,
I look
okay.
in the fucking camera.
Because I'm like, maybe look in the camera. Because like, computer camera sometimes aren't that HD.
No, it was worse than real life.
I was like, maybe you can't see it. And then we sit down, and the computer camera suddenly is like 4K. And I'm like, and the light is like hitting, and he's like,
the absolute treachery.
and I'm like, go wash it up again. I'm like, what do we do? And like, we have like 5 minutes until the interview. I'm like, put on my glasses, Dion. So he puts on my glasses. I'm like, okay, that kind of like hides it a little.
But then now I'm wearing glasses. I know that my eye looks literally so different than it usually does in the monitor. And the live TV is ticking down. Time is coming in close. So now when I tell you I was stressed.
We figured out a way.
We do. Okay, RuPaul was like chanting over my shoulder like a little god going, 3/4. 3/4. And I'm like this. This is the camera, obviously. I'm like, hey girl, hey, how are we doing today? What is good? Like fully not looking. When Seb's talking, I'm like,
yeah, he's like, we're just looking to this side, and I'm like, well, since he's gonna be looking at me the whole time, I'm like looking at him the whole time. So the girl's like asking us questions, and I'm like, yeah, so Dion, blah 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 blah. And Dion's like hiding the eye. So like, if
and I'm also trying to think about how like I was very excited to not have to wear those glasses on live TV because it's just not it's not.
But you wore them.
Yeah, it's not the look. I'm so upset that I had to wear them.
Yeah, if you go back into the interview, you can see our positioning.
And like clear discomfort.
But it was such a good interview. We loved being there, talking about Pride, the album.
Truly, like, such a good vibe. And I'm excited to just keep on
keeping an eye out on all the things coming.
Lots of things lots of things coming. For sure.
It was so funny.
Oh my, it was funny like throughout and after. Like we could not stop laughing.
Yeah. Well, because I saw
I
it in
remember
slow
walking
motion.
to the store, trying to find eye drops, and I'm. it was a lot.
I saw it in slow motion. Go.
Oh,
and you're like, nah. I'm like, you might want to wash that up.
that was like I saw the whole visual.
Yeah, try to not get bodily fluids in your eyes, y'all.
Or like
or anything in your eye.
Nail glue.
Yeah, don't get anything in your eye. It's a bad idea.
It's really not the tea.
Oh, but
celebrating our queen, Sabrina Carpenter. The first female in history to chart number 1 and 2 for 3 consecutive weeks in the UK.
Oh, wow. That's iconic. She really is killing it.
Yes, she is.
I'm excited for the album. And then, like, of course, people are, like, switching up on her because
But I love,
now.
because Je l'aime. They're like, oh, second single's going to be shit. And then it was amazing.
I know.
So now it's like, eat your own hate.
Your own hate. Eat your own hate.
Body moving.
But
I wanted to touch on also, we turned out this house, bitch. We've been back for a week.
Oh, yeah. So
We've been back for a week.
And we get back and our Wi-Fi is not working. Our AC is broken. Our garden is overgrown. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, it was immediate. Which, it was funny because we come home, I look to the kitchen and I go, no for roof fly infestation. And then everywhere else we look is broken.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi, the first scam of the day, Wi-Fi called to fix it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, because you have
we need to return that.
You have to upgrade your modem." And I'm like, "Okay, can you guys upgrade it?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's gonna be $159." I'm like, "Why?"
The scam of it.
Because we've been paying every month like $100 already. Shouldn't that be covered? And they're like, "No, it's not covered." So I was like, "Okay, cancel this. Cancel Rogers. Cancel the Rogers." Then for the AC, they did it for free, so it wasn't scam. They just fixed it, which was good.
Yeah, but with Rogers, it's like, the funny thing is, they always try to push a new modem and a new system like every year, and everyone like knows that about Rogers. So then when your system stops working out of nowhere, that's brand new, and then the only option they give you is to upgrade for pay.
Yeah,
it was like, it's so obvious what you're doing.
And I called to cancel, and they left me on the hold for like 20 minutes. The girl's like, "You sure you want to cancel?" I'm like, "Yes, please." She's like, "Okay, hold on for a second." 20 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
She's
because
like, "I'm just getting my manager."
You know what they're
I'm
doing.
like, "Girl." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hold because I have a lot of things I can do right now."
And just imagine how many customers, you know, who just have no idea even about like technological shit, who are just like, "Okay, yeah, I'll upgrade it."
Yeah,
getting scammed.
Like, I'm sure a lot of old people are getting scammed by Rogers.
Bullshit.
And then, so we have this kitchen faucet that's kind of leaking, and we got a new one a while ago. So I'm like, let me call out plumber to have it fixed.
But like, I have to go and be like, I'm gonna have to find a plumber, because plumbers sometimes allegedly are a joke in Canada. Allegedly.
Yeah, well, like the one
Not
that came
all.
yesterday.
We've had great plumbers.
The one that came yesterday is a joke, because
it's tongue in cheek.
I call and I'm like, "Yeah, how much? Do you know how much it would be to change the faucet?" And they're like, "We can't tell you over the phone. We have to see and assess the situation." I'm like,
which is your first red flag, okay?
Yeah, I'm like, "Okay,
because
thank you."
If they're not giving you an idea of rate or budget or like being clear with you, if they just say, "Oh, I'll come over for a consultation," that is just them trying to up the price.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't need a consultation. It's like changing a faucet. And then the guy comes over.
As if we asked for a whole house makeover.
Yeah, he's like, "Hi, good to meet you. I'm here, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, so this is a faucet. Do you know how much it would be?" He's like, "Let me assess the situation. Can I look at all the water, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to have to check the water pressure." I'm like, girl, he went all around the house checking over the water things. And he comes out, he's like, "So the premium plan I can offer you is $5,000. I'm like, "I just want my faucet changed."
But yeah, I wish I had spoken in that situation. I was not there for most of it. And it's just like, hello, sir, change the faucet or leave.
Yeah, and then he's like,
And
so the
instead we got a whole like threat that our house needs to be paid $8,000 a month to keep it good.
5,000. I'm like,
We're like,
I'm like, how much
bye.
would it be just for the faucet change? And he's like, so that would be the cheapest option. He clicks through his little iPad, and he's like, it will be $650. I'm like, for a faucet change? I'm like, no, thank
So
you.
like, we literally have all the material, and you're telling us it's $700 for you to change
And
it.
he was trying to make it like a little game. He's like, guess how much it would be for all of that? I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
it's giving like a salesperson and how they're taught to sell a 30 grand package.
But that way of salesperson, I hated.
It's
I'm
disgusting.
Like, it just felt so invasive. Like, I'd rather you be like, obviously, like, I know I want to sell you things than just like pretend you're your best friend being like, yeah, so we want to give you the best service, right? So it's like,
It's
girl,
like, who
are
the
you a pyramid scheme girly? It was giving that.
And I'm glad you noticed, because that shit's fucked.
But
And
as soon as he got in here, I was like, this is kind of weird, because he's like, hi, Sebastian. I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, do you mind if I call you Sebastian? I'm like, that's my fucking name, you idiot.
oh my god, why did you let him in the house? Ew.
He's like, thank you for letting me in your home. I'm like, it's giving Vampire Diaries. Like, can I come in?
Ew.
And then after I tell him we don't want his services, he goes to his car outside of our house.
That's when he got like weird.
And he stayed in his car for like 20 minutes outside of our house.
And even when I was upstairs at this point listening, and Seb's like, oh, we won't be needing your services. And what did he say? It was so confrontational.
He was like, oh, why? I'm like, oh, because it's just like, it's too expensive. He's like, how much were you hoping for? And I'm like, well, not
like
that. And he's like how much? I'm like 200 something. He's like 200 something. Well, I can try calling my manager, see what. I'm like, no, it's okay. And he's like, why? I'm like, oh, because we thought it would be done by now. We have like places to go.
You said that? That's so genius.
But then he leaves, and we're like still at home for like 30 minutes because he won't leave.
Oh, so he was waiting
So
to see if we
he was
left.
waiting to see we came out, and he'd be like, wait. I don't know. It was giving sketchy.
Honestly, that's too much for me. But I'm glad that he is gone and we're good.
Because
And our
if this
faucet
was
will be fixed.
Yeah, if this was Mexico, you call a plumber.
I can
they tell
figure
you
that
straight
out.
up, and they change it. I don't get why Canadians have to be so scammy. So like, they know they're overcharging you. It's like, for what?
Like, can't we like just turn the pipes off and Google tutorial? I'm sure I can figure it out.
Yeah, like I've done it before, but I just wanted to get like a good plumber to do it.
Okay, I'll look for a good plumber. But yeah, honestly, like the thing is, you have to know is how to check for the red flags. Because when you feel the red flags, what's your go-to? Like, that was good how you said, like, oh, we have to get moving. Because that's always what I
Body
would say. I'd
movement.
be like, I actually have a business call. I need you to leave. And then we can sort this out later.
Because I saw the red
Because
flags.
you need an out.
I saw
in
the
these
red flags,
scenarios.
but I kind of wanted to know the cheese man. Because I was like, he's like, I'm going to show you the premium option, blah, blah, blah. So I was like,
Okay, so you were playing into it.
yeah, since the first moment he said, I'm going to show you the premium option, I was like, what?
Okay.
What premium? I'm like,
What you can do to avoid that is get a no soliciting on the door. And then they just won't.
oh, I hate solicitings. I didn't know that was a thing in Canada.
That's what that was.
And like, people would come and just knock on the door. I got the worst one. I opened the door.
Yours was
And the guy's
bad.
like, hi, we're here to help deaf people, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Sly. Like, yeah, I help them. And he's like, yeah. So you like deaf people, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, so you would want to help deaf people? And I'm like, yeah, of course. He's like, oh, perfect. How much would you like to spend monthly? I'm like, huh? I'm like, how am I supposed to trust you?
Exactly.
He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna need your credit card information. Like, I'll set you up for a monthly plan. I'm like, oh, I'm like, can you just like send me an email so I can go over
Exactly.
it? Like, so you don't want to help deaf people today? I'm like,
I'd be like, not right now.
I'm
I'd
like-
send me the email with the information and the organization.
yeah. He's like, well, no, because like, so you don't want to help deaf people. I'm like, girl, that's not how you're supposed to do this.
I know, but I know like in Canada that like you're taught that way. Like door-to-door sales are so weird.
It's so weird.
Because I would sell like even chocolate bars and stuff, and the way they tell you to like sell them is so like, what are we doing here?
Because it's like, what is it about Canadians that are like scamming for money? Like, don't do it, bitch. Oh,
Yeah, I think, people don't know hard work, and then it's just like everyone's like, let me be in a scam.
yeah.
'Cause it's easier.
Oh my god. Now I just like never answer the door. Or when I do accidentally,
Yeah.
they go, "Are you the owner of this house?" And I'm like, "No, my parents aren't here right now." And then they leave.
See, actually, that's really smart of you because
Yeah, so that's why I need a little bit of Botox so
I would
to
just-
keep the facade
like
going.
I said, I'd be like, I got a call. I'm really sorry. I gotta go.
Yeah, but then they're like, okay. Like, I've done that before. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm kind of busy right now. They're like, okay, so what time can I come back?
And then I
And
say,
you're like,
politely, I'm probably just gonna have to skip my house on this one and close the door.
oh, see, I can't say that. because
Why?
I've said
You just say
before,
politely at the
they're
beginning.
like, what time should I come back? I'm like, I don't know, tomorrow. And they're like, tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'm like, sure. So now I'm like,
but how
planning
if you had to say like, oh no, I'm just not interested. Actually, bye. How would you do it?
so I'd be like, oh, sorry, my parents are at home right now.
No, a way to get them never
I'm
to
gonna
come
be
back.
80 and I'm like, my parents aren't home right now. Thank you.
No, you have to say something. What would you say?
I'd be like, oh, thank you. I actually just lost my credit card, so I'm waiting for the replacement. But they'd be like, oh, when will we get it back? I'm like, in a week or so. They're like, okay, we'll come back.
They're like, oh, give us your mailbox key. We'll check on it for you.
We'll sign you up. Oh, yeah, don't trust. And sorry if you're watching this and you're a door-to-door salesperson, but like, I'm hoping you're not a scammer like the ones that we've gotten.
Yeah, like we're really just highlighting a flaw in a certain system. It's nothing about the employees or the workers.
No, like, because it's like, I get like they want to get the sales,
Mhm.
but it's just like the way that it's presented. I feel like you would get more sales if you're not that intrusive. No, like if someone shows up and they're like, hey,
Educational.
like, or like, hey, like, here's the deal about this. Would you like to help deaf people? Sure. Okay, like, it's not a subscription. You can
Mhm.
do it once. I'd be like, okay, because if it's a subscription, I'm like, what am I subscribing to, honey?
Yeah, and like you just have to have time. Like if they're like, oh, we're just could I get 5 minutes to educate you on this thing, and then maybe give you an email for you to look into donating.
Yeah, and always I feel like it's better to have something printed that you can read, because if not, it's like,
What the
I'm
fuck?
not picking up whatever you're saying because my brain doesn't work that fast. If I
Yeah.
just met you, I'm like,
You're like, and you're also probably like doing dishes inside or something. Like,
yeah.
you're not focused
I'm
on
like,
this door
I was
moment.
about to take a dump.
Like I'm in the middle of a dump. Like my pants are around my ankles.
But yeah, this got extremely rude.
Oh, you don't want to talk
Extremely
more about the trip?
fast.
Okay.
Whoa, we're gonna leave it for part 2 of season 4.
Ooh.
Besties, before we leave, we made a filter. Well, we're gonna be making a lot of filters, but we have filters for Dion's songs
On
the new album on
TikTok.
TikTok.
And I'm gonna maybe try to figure out how to do them on Instagram, but we'll see.
And so we're gonna be shouting out people that use them, like this beautiful human right
Angel
here.
right there.
We love
Hey. Check us out on TikTok.
Make sure y'all
and
go use the
Snapchat.
filters to get a little shout out.
And if you want to see all seasons 1, 2, and 3, you can go to our full videos only on patreon.com/Sebastian.
And
It's
shout out
Sebastian.
shout out to the Rainbow Clown besties. We
Love you. And demonetized besties.
Stay demonetized.
Just do it.
And shout out to the beautiful Sebastian collection. Love you, Manny.
Manny, stay slaying. Everyone, stay dazzling. And we will be back with more juicy stories from
We
the
have
honeymoon.
a lot of juicy stories.
The first vlog, actually, of the honeymoon is on my channel now.
Y'all are not ready for all this tea.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm a homie